Last month, I posted one video on this brand new channel, and what happened next was very interesting to see. With no outside promotion or data from the algorithm, it netted 18,000 views and 1,000 subscribers within 1 week. Now, the only 2 videos I have on my channel have 300,000 views each. The best part is these videos have below average metrics. This should be a healthy dose of encouragement for you new creators out there, because I just proved that your video doesn't need to be perfect in order to see results. You just need to provide enough value to a core group of people. Let's take a look at the exact process I use for both of my viral videos and get you my actionable content creation roadmap. Before we get started, we have to understand why my videos perform so well despite having relatively subpar overall metrics, most notably an average view duration of 23.9%. The answer here lies in our engagement numbers. Looking at the metrics for video 1, we outperformed what's considered above average with respect to the likes to views ratio, comments to views ratio, this one was actually even, and by staggering measures, the subs to views ratio. So what is this telling us? It means that even though not everybody stuck around for the entire video, there were a significant number of people who did, and they enjoyed the experience so much that more of them on average felt compelled to like, leave a comment, and ultimately subscribe. I believe this triggered the YouTube algorithm, coupled with the fact that, according to my friend George, YouTube is beginning to push new channels harder into the spotlight in order to compete with competitors such as TikTok, who are doing the same thing to onboard new creators. The lesson here is that you don't need to make the perfect video that caters to everyone. You just need to provide enough value to a core group of people that take your content seriously enough to create a meaningful network effect. Focus on the quality of your audience and not the quantity. Alright, now let's run through my process that delivers the kind of quality we're after. The first step is research, and I've broken this down first into niche if you don't have a channel already, and topic, which are video specific ideas within your niche. If you're just starting out, you need to pick the right niche. An ideal match is a niche that both interests you and one that is in demand by an audience. So if you don't have a channel yet, this is the first actionable step I want you to take. Write down 5 to 8 areas of interest down on a notepad, whatever your hobbies are. Then take a look at this list and re-rank them by your interest level. Choosing a topic at the top of this list will help you keep motivated to be an expert on the subject. Ultimately, that niche for this channel was finance. After you've chosen your top 3, search around on YouTube and see if there's movement in the space. Go with your gut here, but general rule of thumb is if you're seeing multiple videos with 6-figure view counts, there should be sufficient demand. Cross-reference what you see with Google Trends. Make sure you have it scrape YouTube instead of the search engine from this drop-down menu here. For my niche, I liked seeing this really consistent interest level chart. Choose a topic that has a good mix of your personal interest level and traction on YouTube, then go all in. Alright, once the niche is chosen, I like to spend at least 1 full day researching a video topic of interest. I'm going to use my AI tool videos as an example because the topic is more relevant and it performed pretty much identically, but it's the same process I use for the YouTube Shorts video. I first scrape around channels in my niche to see if there's any common ground that is both interesting to me and also has demand. I noticed early on that AI was making waves on YouTube, so I put my focus there. I save any relevant videos into my Notion template for future reference, just in case I decide to move forward. Then I head over to vidIQ to see how much competition there is. If the number is above 60, I move forward. Now the final question I ask myself is my idea within this topic original? If yes, I move forward. If not, can I add value in any way? Can I present the material better, or do I have a better spin on it? If the answer is yes to this question, it's a go. If not, then the video has been done and I have nothing else to add. Now, once I've got the topic, I'll spend time actually trying the process out to see if it's a legitimate strategy worthy of my audience's time. I think it's important to give actionable advice rather than talk in broad hypotheticals, so this is a crucial step in my process. If everything checks out, I move on to editing. I capture the steps using OBS, and I bring it into Adobe Premiere to start putting together the meat of the video according to a general outline of the script, but mostly I just try to construct the first pass based on the exact steps I executed in the testing phase. I'll leave blank spaces for sections where I plan to make custom graphics when necessary. And the first pass of this edit will be way too long, but that's totally fine. We will go in and refine our edit at the end. We just want to get a base down that will guide our script. Alright, now for the actual writing. We've already got our outline, but now let's flesh out the shooting script based on how the rough cut came together. I know this seems totally backwards, by the way, but I'm an extremely verbose writer and tend to write much more than is necessary to get the point across, so constructing the story visually first gives me some confines to work in so I don't write more than what's necessary. When that's done, I'll record my voiceover in Adobe Audition. Quick note, many new creators tend to neglect the quality of their audio when the reality is a viewer is much more likely to notice bad audio than bad video. Trust me, it literally pays to pay attention to your audio. And this is what my timeline will look like after a few more adjustments to the cut and plugging in my voiceover. Alright, next, the fun stuff. I start creating motion graphics of the more complex topics in the video, or to add visual interest to keep the audience invested during periods of dull but important material. I make my more involved procedures like unique texting, flowcharting, and camera movements in After Effects. And then I'll export those and replace the placeholder cards in Premiere. For quick, flashy transitions and to blend the elements I made in After Effects, I just use Premiere. As a free nugget for those of you who are still watching, I'm gonna give away these film burn assets that I use a lot in my videos, as well as a video tutorial on how to use them on any editor of your choice. Just check the link in the description for the newsletter, and I'll send you the files over an email for free. Next on my to-do list is sound design. Now, music is optional, but personally I like having it, so I pay for an Artlist subscription. This is not a sponsored video, by the way, I just really like them. This allows unlimited downloads of high quality music with all the commercial rights that you need. All my sound effects are also from Artlist. They have this really cool feature where you can browse this page of moody thumbnails, and you can click on whatever picture suits the vibe you're after. Inside, they have groups of sound effects that align with the art. I personally think sound design is another neglected part of the creating process, but I find it plays a crucial role in the viewing experience. Just to give you an idea of the work I put into my sound design, I'm gonna play the intro from this video with everything muted but the sound effects. Alright, once I combine all the elements, I'll make several passes at the completed video in an attempt to make the entire thing as short as possible without losing much of the messaging. The final product ends up being much less than what I started. Next up, we've got thumbnail and title, which go hand in hand in my opinion. The thumbnail especially is arguably the most important part of your video. If you want to improve your thumbnails, start taking screenshots of any thumb you come across while you're just perusing YouTube that catches your attention. When it's time to make your own, you can always reference this folder and pick and choose elements from each that are relevant. The goal of the thumbnail is to pique your audience's interest just enough for them to read the title of your video. So step one is creating contrast to catch someone's eye from the homepage. Then you want to introduce some element of intrigue, which would persuade someone to seek answers, leading them towards your title. As your viewer makes this journey from thumbnail to title, they spend more time being invested in finding out what your video is about, which can result in a higher rate of click-throughs. For my thumbnail, I created bright contrast with the use of a dark background and glowing yellow logos. I wrote the words "money machine" in white glowing text. Beneath that, I have the 3 logos of the AI tools that I show in my video. I added arrows to further suggest that what's going on here is the money machine I'm referencing in my text. But since no one is likely to recognize what products these logos are representing, it's still a bit of a mystery as to what this machine is comprised of. Therefore, a viewer may be inclined to search for answers in my title. Once you're done, it's helpful to view your thumbnail in multiple viewing formats and see how it would look crammed up against other videos to see if it stands out or not. I like to use thumbnailpreview.com to do just that. Lastly, community engagement. Your work doesn't end when you hit publish. In fact, it's just beginning. If you truly care about helping your audience, stick around and respond to comments, and offer additional insight to anyone who asks. Don't forget it, you're in service to your viewers, not the other way around. I just showed you how a video on our brand new channel with weak metrics outperformed. Those of you who have been waiting to start something but refuse to go through with it because the conditions aren't perfect are out of excuses. Do not get into the trap of manifesting an unreasonable environment for you to be able to succeed, because all that's going to happen is you're going to move the goalposts in order to fuel your procrastination. Now, I'm not saying to just start spitting anything and everything out into your channel. This entire video is dedicated towards showing you how you can add value and quality. I'm just asking you to trust your gut. Get used to the feeling that not everything is going to be perfect, and that's fine. Get out there and start. Appreciate the support from everybody, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.